Why, hello there. So we are going to spend this video changing this quadratic function from standard form, which is ax squared plus bx plus c, into turning point form. And we're going to do that by completing the square. The whole point of completing the square is to get to this bracket where you've got x plus something squared. In this case, we're going to call it p because the turning point is at the value of p. Everything else that happens is as a result of trying to get there. And remember, in maths, we can manipulate as many things as we like to get where we want to go. So just to remind me that that's what we're wanting to do, at the bottom, I'm going to put in brackets x and something squared. Let's put a plus, just to make things work for us. To remind you that the turning point form of a parabola or quadratic function, you're either going to have seen it like this, or you're going to have seen it with a minus between them. Okay, so let's start with these. The thing with completing the square is we don't like having those values on the end, so we ignore them because it makes our life difficult. We're only going to work with those two values. So it's only the ones that have x's attached to them. And just because I'm a teacher and I'm wanting to indicate what we're doing, I'm going to put those in brackets. Is it a step that you have to necessarily show? No, you don't. You could just go straight to the next step, which is, once again, I'm trying to get to a point where it's x plus or minus something squared. I can't do that if x squared has a coefficient of -2. So I'm going to get rid of it because I have the ability to manipulate whatever I like within my equations. So that becomes x squared plus 4x, then plus 9. Okay. I like this. This is where I'm hoping to go because that I can work with. I want to have that be a trinomial so that I can get to this over here. How do I know what that second term is going to be? It's fairly easy actually. I'm going to take the 4 and divide it by 2. So 4 plus 4 divided by 2 gives me 2. And that's where the brackets are going. So now that I know that those brackets are going there, I need to figure out what I need to change within the other brackets. In other words, I need to square this binomial. So when we square a binomial, we square the first term, and we square the last term. Then we take the two terms, multiply them together, and multiply them by 2 to get to the middle one. And as you can see, that's what's in the brackets up above. And what we then need to change the brackets to be, and that's just, is going to be -2. And then into brackets, I'm changing it to x squared plus 4x and plus 4. And then I'm adding 9. Okay. If you have warning bells going off at this point, you are correct. I've changed something which is not helping. Well, it helps, but it changes the value of this side of the equation. I need to unchange it. And the way I unchange it, if I changed it by adding 4, I'm going to unchange it by subtracting 4. Okay, so then let's carry on. I can then put it into brackets. Okay, I'm going to keep the big brackets, and then in the smaller brackets, I'm going to say it's x plus 2 squared, because that's the trinomial I'm working with. But I still have this -4 that's hanging around on the outside, and plus 9. So I've got to where I want to go. I got to the x plus 2 squared. My only issue is that now I have something that looks a little gross, and I'm wanting it to look like it's in turning point form. So let's multiply out those brackets. We're going to do that by multiplying -2 by x plus 2 squared, and then -2 by -4 gives me add 8, and then I'm going to add 9, and my final answer is going to be y is equals to -2 x plus 2 squared plus 17. That means our turning point is going to be -2 and 17.